أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين أبي القاسم محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى وقوله الحق وهو أصدق القائلين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سابقوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة عرضها كعرض السماء والأرض أعدت للذين آمنوا بالله ورسله ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم صدق الله العلي العظيم صلوات بيجي محمد وعلى السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Continuing with the tafsir of Surah Hadid, we've reached verse number 21, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, take the lead towards forgiveness from your Lord and a paradise as vast as the heavens and the earth, prepared for those who have faith in Allah and His apostles. That is Allah's grace, which He grants to whomsoever or whomever He wishes, and Allah is dispenser of great grace. In this verse number 21, we see that it is similar verse which was revealed earlier, or at another place we read the same similar type of verse in Surah Al-Imran chapter 3 verse number 133, with the difference of one word. The whole verse is similar, but the difference is only one word. Allah uses the word sabiqu over here. It says sabiqu ila maghfiratin min rabbikum. Over there He says wasari'u ila maghfiratin min rabbikum. The differences of this one word, sabiqu over here and sari'u over there. Everything else is pretty much the same. So He uses sabiqu, which comes from the root of musabiqa, which means to compete with one another. And there's sari'u, which comes from musari'a, which means to hasten, to rush. Now both of them are coming from the bab, which is known as bab mufa'ala. Bab mufa'ala refers towards competition between two people where one takes over the other one. And this is where both of these words are derived from. In Surah Al-Imran chapter 3 verse 133, He says وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَجَنَّةٍ أَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ. Up until this point it's the same, that hasten towards your Lord's forgiveness and a paradise as vast as the heavens and the earth, prepared for those who are muttaqeen. Over here is the same thing. He says sabiqu, compete, rush. In other words, have this contest towards the maghfirat of your Lord, the paradise as vast as the heavens and the earth. And then it goes into u'iddat lilladhina amanu. It is prepared for those who are mu'mineen. Over here it's mu'mineen, over there it's muttaqeen. So we see the points that are learned from this particular ayah. In the previous verses, it was mentioned that the result of the worldly deeds is either forgiveness of Allah, from Allah, and His approval, that means His pleasure, or severe punishment. There will only be two possibilities of the deeds that we do in this world. What could be the two possibilities? One is that we are the recipient of the severe punishment, or just any punishment, or that is according to we are pleased Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or the satisfaction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we receive the forgiveness of Allah. These are the two possibilities of what we do in our daily lives, as far as our deeds are concerned. He says in this verse, people are urged to take lead or go towards that lead from others in order to reach the fadl and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Over there in the previous ayah it says your actions either result in two things. One, forgiveness from Allah. Second, obviously the adhab. Here He's saying hasten towards the maghfirat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's not just that He is giving you two choices, now you go ahead and choose whichever one you want to. He is actually urging you to go towards the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, lest you become those who are receiving the adhab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We see there is a spiritual competition in Quran. Competition is not something bad. Quran is actually urging us towards this competition, this contest which has prepared. But it's a competition which is a spiritual one. A contest which is a spiritual one. Why? With little pondering we can understand the conditions and the features of this spiritual competition. First, sabiqu. It says anyone can take part in it. It's not required gender-based or anything, or ethnicity-based or country-based. No, sabiqu. Anyone who's among the mu'mineen, anyone can go run towards it, and it is not just mu'mineen, anyone can go towards it, and this will be given, the prize will be given to those, it is prepared for mu'mineen. So there's no gender-based over here, there's no, time or space or anything of those limitations are not being discussed over here. Sari'u ila, run towards the maghfirat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everyone, regardless of who you are. Competition is about spirituality. It's not about something material, so it's immaterial. God is the one who has arranged this competition. So who's the one preparing this competition for us? It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's the one who's urging, and He's the one who has set up this competition for us. Prizes and gifts are specified from before. So you know what you're expecting. If you win, what is it? The same way today when you see the advertisement for something, they want you to buy something. Why? Because there's a prize behind it. And this is a way of marketing their products. You buy a cereal box, you'll win something. Will come out of the cereal box, you'll win something. You could win cash, you can win other stuff. All of these are tactics used for marketing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over here says, God is the one who has arranged this competition. And from before He has specified that it's not shayad, maybe, might be. No. If you go through this competition, you will receive this prize. What is the prize? Jannatun arduha ka'ard as-samawati wal ard. The paradise which is as vast as the earth and the heavens. Now obviously it's not literal comparison with the earth and the heavens, it's much beyond that. But so that you and I can understand, always keep this in mind that whenever Islam or whenever Quran gives examples, the analogies are based on our level of thinking. So you and I can comprehend easily. When it says Jannatin tajri min tahtiha al-anhar, that the paradise is beneath which there are rivers flowing, does that literally mean there will be houses beneath which the rivers will be flowing? No, but possibility is yes. Why? Because it is something which we have the concept of the luxury as far as houses are concerned in a valley where there are flowers and there's river flowing. That is the concept of vacation usually we have. So Allah is saying, I'll give you a house. Permanent basis you'll be living there as if you're on vacation completely throughout your life. So that is the concept, so that taqarrub dhahni, our mind comes closer to understanding what to expect over there. But what is going to be there actually is beyond our comprehension. These examples are just there so that you and I can easily comprehend and understand. So prizes and gifts are specified from before. What is the prize? Is this paradise which is as big as this world and the heavens combined. And then it says it doesn't limit any specific place for it. Sabiqu has come without limitations. You can do this competition wherever you might be. Whatever state you might be in, as far as your personal state is concerned. Poor, rich, wherever background that you come from, whatever background you come from, there's no limitation as far as this competition is concerned. Type of prize and its features are obvious. Jannatin, it's a paradise. Arduha ka'ard as-samai wal ard. Paradise, not just any paradise, vast as this earth and the heavens combined. And then it says prizes is given based on the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It says, ذَلِكَ فَضْلُ اللَّهِ. There's no limit in the prize, ذُو الْفَضْلِ الْعَظِيمِ, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala possesses all of the mercies and all of the virtues. Messages that we learn from this particular ayah. When an affair is condemned, there must be an appropriate replacement for it. In the previous ayah, if you remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was condemning the earth or the land, this worldly life. He says, mata'il ghurur. This world and its affairs are mata'il ghurur. A place, which is going to take you down. It's not something which is, this world and its belongings are very limited. And it's only going to make you arrogant. And it's going to make you heedless about the hereafter if you indulge in it. So mata'ul ghurur. It's a place of mata'ul ghurur. Right away there needs to be a replacement in order for us to go ahead and jump towards that thing which Allah is not condemning. So if He has condemned one, there should be a replacement which we go towards. That is also a tactic that we need to apply as well. If we tell our kids that this is bad, we should be able to replace that with something which they can use. So if we just keep on telling this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, and we're not replacing something else which is good and beneficial for them, then they're always going to come back to that thing. So you got to have a replacement. If you condemn something, you got to have something right away ready, which is replacement for that particular thing. According to this ayah, the previous ayah condemned the world. Mata'ul ghurur. The world is mata'ul ghurur. And then over here it says, it was the wares of delusion. This world negated and replaced by sabiqu ila maghfiratin. Forget about the world. Run towards the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right away there's a replacement that you can adhere and adopt. Instead of running after tafakhur wa takathur as referred to in the previous ayah, ayah number 20, it says this world is what? Nothing but tafakhur, takathur, glamour and mutual vainglory and whatnot. Run towards the forgiveness and paradise. Sabiqu ila maghfiratin, so that you can reach this paradise which is as vast as the earth and the skies combined. That which gives virtue to good deeds is being active and taking lead and not being laid back. Slacking by any means is not appreciated, especially by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's given you opportunities. As-sabiqun, as-sabiqun, ulaika al-muqarrabun. Those who run and haste towards the good deeds, these are the closest ones to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are the ones referred to as muqarrabun. Muqarrabun. Being hasty is not always a bad thing. We tell people, Urdu mein jaise kehte hain jalbazi na karo, in English we say don't rush to it, take your time, nice and that's good, that's a general idea. But being hasty in certain areas is not bad. I'll give you a few examples. Salatul Mayyit, prayer for the deceased, is wajib kifai. What does that mean? That if a group of individuals go ahead, it becomes wajib on everyone. For example, there was a dead body, it's wajib on everyone to go ahead and they give the ghusl, give the kafan, or perform the salatul janazah. But if a handful of us go and do it, it will no longer be wajib on the remaining. That is the concept of wajibul kifai. Kifai, the word sufficient. Enough people have gone and that was sufficient. So it's no longer wajib. But does that mean should you lay back and you should be slacking and you stay back and not take part in this act of goodness? No. Sabiqun as-sabiqun, ulaika al-muqarrabun. Take lead towards it. Yusari'una fil khairat. The example is that they race in good works. Whenever there's a good work, race towards it. It says fastabaqul khairat. It says so take the lead in all good works. So this is where the concept is being mentioned as far as the janazah is concerned. It says la tantadhiru bimawtakum tulu' ash-shams wala ghurubaha ajjilu bihim. He says, do not wait to bury your deceased for the sun to rise or the sun to set. Ajjilu bihim. Rush towards it. Ila mazaji'ihim. To burying them to the place where they should be buried. Yarhamukumullah. Why? Because you don't want the dead body to be laying around without anyone taking care of it. And the other dangers that were lying back then was animals running toward animal getting their hands to the body, or the smell that might come out of it. It says ajjalu. Make sure that you go ahead and do it. So don't say, don't haste, don't be hasty about it, don't be hasty, take your time. No. There are certain areas that you should be hasty. It is one of these over here. Another place we read in a hadith, it says, Ajjilu radda zuruf al-hadaya, فَإِنَّهُ أَسْرَعُ لِتَوَاتُرِهَا. It says, return the vessels in which you receive gifts quickly, with haste, so that they come more often. If someone brings some food to you in a vessel, in a pot, return it right away. Don't keep it for a couple of days or weeks or whatever. Whenever you get a chance, I'll wash it and I'll clean it up and give it away. Yeah, you should wash and clean it up, but give it away right away, according to the hadith. Why? So that, the gifts are more often. They're coming in more often. The pace is more often. And then there are other hadiths in this regard, in regards to Friday as well, when the ayah says, فَاسْعُوا إِلَىٰ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَذَرُوا الْبَيْعَ. Go towards, run towards the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Imam was asked about it, what does that mean? He says, اعْمَلُوا وَعَجِّلُوا فَإِنَّهُ يَوْمٌ مُضَيِّقٌ عَلَى الْمُسْلِمِينَ فِيهِ. He said that means work and haste towards the actions on this particular day of Friday. Why? It's a small day, mudayyak, it's a yawm mudayyak, it's a tight day where there's not much time, so you don't want to lose any minute of this day from benefiting from the favors that are there. Why? Because wal hasanatu was sayyatu tuza'afu fihi. Good deeds as well as the bad deeds are multiplied on the day of Friday. The day is not long enough for all the benefits that lie in. Forgiveness and giving prizes is related to the affairs of Lord. First forgiveness, then entering into the paradise. By increasing the recognition of the world and the hereafter, the choice becomes easier for the people. That's why I say, فَتَرَاهُ مُصْفَرًّا ثُمَّ يَكُونُ حُطَامًا, that it turned yellow. The crops that you had done, they turn yellow after a while. ثُمَّ يَكُونُ حُطَامًا, turn yellow, then it becomes a chaff. وَجَنَّةٍ أَرْضُهَا, paradise is as vast as the heavens and the earth. Explain to them that what this world does, everything is destroyed in the world. It perishes after a while. It's only temporary. Even the crops that you see, after a while they are perished. But the earth, the heavens afterwards, there's no perishing over there. It's as vast as this world. It's as vast as the skies and the earth combined. So there's nothing running out over there. Explain so when people have better recognition of the world and the hereafter, they will be making choice much more wisely. I don't have much time to go into finishing this. Actually, I can maybe in a minute and a half. Overlooking the world and that which is in it to be small and delusional, you are invited towards the paradise which is as far, as vast as the skies and the world combined. So see the comparison that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving right away. What choice would you make? Would you choose a smaller house or would you choose a bigger house? Even rationally speaking today, if these two examples were given to you, yeah, wherever, you'll say, wherever there's peace. But, rationally speaking, peace is provided in both places. Which one would you choose? The one which is small or the one which is bigger? The one which there's more security, more safety, or the one where there's areas of delusion and areas of deceiving? Obviously, choice is very clear. One must bring faith onto all prophets. It's a sign of having faith in Allah. That's why it says, Aminu billahi, not just Rasulihi, Rusulihi. It's the plural for Rasul, all of the Prophet. You should bring Iman onto all of the Prophet. Paradise is grace of Allah for mu'mineen, dhalik fadlullah. One must not be quick calling someone Jannati or Jahannami. Oh, this person is Jahannami, this person is Kafir, this person is this. No, why? Because judging them by looking at their actions is not the right way to do so. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deals with His fadl and virtues and His mercy on the Day of Judgment. It is possible that those whom we consider to be Jahannami might be Jannati in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yutihi man yasha, wallahu dhul fadl azim. Lastly, in Surah Sad, verse number 62, emphasizes on the same point. It says, وَقَالُوا مَا لَنَا لَا نَرَى رِجَالًا كُنَّا نَعُدُّهُمْ مِنَ الْأَشْرَارِ. And they will say over there, why is it that we do not see here men whom we used to count among the bad ones, among the evil ones? Well, they weren't really bad. They weren't really evil. You might have thought that they were evil, but they're enjoying better status near Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in higher levels of the paradise. So reward is not based on one's action only, rather it's based on the generosity of the giver. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the biggest of all the givers. Let us ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the tawfiq to be able to follow these commands of Quran as well as Ma'sumin alayhi salatu wassalam. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد